If you love to travel but don't want to deal with the hassle of planning your trip, finding your destination, looking for places to eat, places to stay, try to budget, and try to find different shows to entertain yourself, well, going on a cruise is probably your best bet. Pretty much everything is provided to you. There is food, stay, casino, shows, and everything. And of course, you can book excursions when you go to different islands and enjoy the beach or go to the civilization. If you've never been on a cruise, it's hard to know what to expect on a ship. So in today's video, I want to share with you my experience going on a cruise on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. And I hope this experience and boat tour can help you out before you book your next cruise. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's check it out. At the time of filming this cruise ship tour, it's actually the first time that we cruise with Royal Caribbean. We've been on different boats with Royal Caribbean, usually the Oasis class, which is the biggest boat class, such as Harmony of the Seas, Symphony of the Seas, and Oasis of the Seas. But this time, we're cruising with Grandeur of the Seas, which is one of the smaller boats. But if you choose to cruise with Royal Caribbean, pretty much all of the boats are pretty standardized with similar layouts and stuff. However, bigger boats have more entertainment, they have more facilities, it's way bigger and spacious, but also keep in mind that there are more people on the bigger boat. On smaller boat, usually there are like 2,000 something people, but on the bigger boat, there are actually 6,000 passengers and 3,000 crews. So definitely choose which boat you want to go on, and also depends on the length of your stay. If you want to just book a 3 to 5 day cruise, smaller boats will meet all of your needs. But if you want to book a 7 to 12 day cruise, maybe bigger boat is better for entertainment purposes. Hello!
Let's go.
Let's go! We're on the ship! Before going on the cruise, make sure you reserve a check-in time. Do not arrive earlier or later than your check-in time because they're actually pretty strict about it. Vacation starts right now, and the onboarding process is very easy. Another important thing is to download the Royal Caribbean app on your phone. This is essential, especially when you do the early check-in with your app. And the first thing on the cruise is this security video. So there are 3 steps. You watch the video, and there's like step 1, step 2, and the last step is actually going to emergency muster station, and then there is going to be a staff there to scan your SeaPass. So once you're there and you did your check-in, then you're good to go. Make sure you do this first thing on board, because without finishing this step, you won't be able to take off with the boat. So now we're going to deck 9 because, we're going to muster 9, deck 5 muster 9 for my assembly station. Alright, now we're all done. Now let's check out the main dining or main time dining. Around the cruise, you can see this big activity board which is interactive. You can see what are the activities going on now, but you can also access to it on your phone. We also purchased the Key program. It's literally a program that offers you premier and exclusive experience, which means that we have priority when it comes to onboarding and exiting. We also have some room services delivered to our room, and we can, I think, dine in a specialty restaurant once, and there's just like a lot of premier experience with it. And I think this is the specialty restaurant. When we first arrived, we were eating at the Grill Chop, I believe, and it was really delicious. Please know that the Key program is not available in every single sale, but do I think it's worth it? Yes. Do I have to have it? No. So it's always your choice. But I think what I love about it is we have anytime check-ins. We can check in anytime. We are not bound by the check-in time. We can check out anytime. We can board back, and I think that's pretty worth it. The first thing that we usually do when we go on board is to reserve a time for my time dining. So my time dining is basically a service-based food. Basically, you're like eating at a restaurant, but everything is free. You can order as much as possible. There's great service there, and the food is usually presented to you very nicely, and I would say a little bit fresher compared to Windjammer, which is a buffet. And every day they have rotating menu, and it's overall a very great dining experience. And the staff here is really, really, really nice. So we always tip extra at the end of our cruise. So usually for nighttime dining, there are two times that you can reserve. One is 5 p.m., the other dinner is 8 p.m., which is really different. We usually reserve at 5 so that I can eat another dinner at Windjammer, which closes at 9. So usually I eat my first dinner at 5 p.m. and my second dinner at 9 p.m. For breakfast and lunch, you don't have to make reservations. They usually have like a breakfast/lunch time slot. You have to go during the time slot where the breakfast and lunch is served, and you can just eat wherever there. Usually the waiters or waitress or your seat are different for breakfast and lunch, but for dinner you're sitting at the same table and it's the same waitress or waiter serving you every single night. So definitely dinner experience is a little bit different from breakfast and lunch. And usually I don't eat breakfast at the main dining room. I usually just eat lunch and dinner there. Specialty restaurant usually has a little bit better food, but I would say the main dining is pretty much similar. And the specialty restaurant, for example, they have bigger shrimp for the shrimp cocktail, but I'm just happy with medium-sized shrimp anyways, so that is pretty okay. The food here is of great quality. They're not as good as the Michelin level restaurants that are in Las Vegas or New York, but they're pretty much the same level of the great steakhouse or seafood restaurants that are more local, such as in San Antonio, in like smaller town. Like it's really good with very friendly staff and
Let's
servants.
try this mushroom soup. It's very mushroomy. If you don't like mushroom,
Well, it's not mushroom soup. It's supposed to be.
it's super mushroom. The mushroom soup tastes like mushroom puree plus cream. Definitely, if you're crazy about mushrooms, this is the one. But if you hate mushroom taste, avoid at all caution.
And my salad is really fresh. The portion is a little bit small, but you can order multiples. If you have purchased a drink package, they will actually serve you the drink that's included in your package at lunch or at breakfast or at dinner. I would say that the portions here are really small, but you can order as many as possible. So every night I've been eating 2 appetizers, 1 main entree, and sometimes 2 dessert. And there was one time we had like 3 entrees. So definitely like you can tell people like you want an extra thing or like an extra side so they don't waste food. So you can actually customize what you want and tell the waiter, and they will do everything to their best ability to provide this first class service. The dessert here is super good. I think even if you're on diet, it's very hard to resist the dessert here. I will give you that. As you're dining, you can definitely check out your apps. All the activities are included here. So on the sea days where you're just sailing on the boat, you can actually check out different workout classes, activities, fun shows, and like the dance classes as well. And on the other days where you're going on port, there's still something going on the ship, but you can definitely book your excursions through the app. And for the dining experience, if you have seasick problems, you can pick a seat and try to talk to the waiter to pick a seat that's far away from the window, and vice versa if you enjoy the actual ocean. And usually as you're going on the ship, there's like a main area. The bigger boat, they have a central park, usually on deck 8, and usually the common area is Central Park, and you can actually see all the way to the top. It's really nice. So there's always an area where it's pretty open. You can see different floors, and most of the times there's like a promenade, something close to that. There are bars, and you can just listen to music here and enjoy some dance classes as well. Since we're going on the smaller boat, it's definitely smaller in terms of the central area. Every single Royal Caribbean cruise has a casino on board, and of course there is a bar at the casino as well. There are so many things going on at the casino. There's slots machines, different types of slots machines, and roulette, pokers, and different things. I don't know too much about going to casinos. The only casinos I've been to are, I think I went to Las Vegas once, but mainly on the boat. But it's really fun just to come here once in a while and try try to gamble just a little bit, but definitely donate at your own risk. Anyways, just letting you know that the casinos are smoke-friendly area. So if you do smoke, you can smoke in casinos, but if it bothers you, maybe come to the casino on the first day. Usually there are not many people and there's not much smoke right here on the first day. So definitely like take advantage of that. Once the ship starts to sail, the casino will open and you can just check it out. Alright, now let's check out the theater, in this case Palladium. Every cruise has entertainment performing areas for like theaters, ice rinks, or diving shows, and this is usually where the differences between smaller boats and bigger boats. So my first cruise was actually on the first sail trip of Harmony of the Seas. At that time, Harmony of the Seas was actually the world's biggest cruise ship. And that cruise ship was just so fabulous. It has an ice rink, so you can watch the ice skating show. There is a diving area where you can watch the diving show. The theaters were way bigger where you can actually see like very crazy performance. But on the smaller boat, of course, they will have a smaller theater. They will play movies, and they also have dance shows, Broadway shows, singing shows, comedian shows. Oh, every single cruise has a comedian show. It's usually on the first day and the last day. It's called the headliner, which is usually really funny, and it's very interactive as well. So if you stay on the boat, most of the times, if you do care about the shows and performance, book a bigger boat, because as you can see, this smaller boat is actually way smaller when it comes to the theater. The seats are super comfortable with like drink holders on your side. I love it. I really like the spacious feeling of this one, and they have movies play during the day. They also have Broadway shows, singing shows, tango dancing shows. There are so many shows in the evening. And usually the shows are played twice, once after like the first dinner, which is usually around 7 p.m. And the second time when they play is usually around like 10 p.m. So you can catch a show whenever you want. On the bigger boat, sometimes you can pay extra to reserve a better seat. But since we're on a smaller boat, there are only 2,500 capacity for the passenger. And we didn't even fill up the ship. We only had 2,000 passengers on this trip. So it was actually pretty nice. Like you can pretty much scatter it out and very easy to find a good seat. And definitely I recommend you to try a bigger boat, because I really love the diving show and the ice skating show. But sometimes these shows do get canceled because of the weather, especially when the boat is rocking too much, when it's actually dangerous for the performance to perform, then they will cancel these like a little bit dangerous shows. But it's so fun, and even on the smaller boat, I do enjoy the Broadway shows and the dancing shows. Every boat has a shopping area with souvenirs, jewelry, Rolex sometimes on the bigger boats, and purses, and I think skincare products as well. I don't think I've bought anything from the cruise ship at all in the past, but sometimes they do have good deals, so it doesn't hurt to check them out, especially if you forget about your toiletries. Sometimes they have like a self-care package from day one, and it's usually in a very good price. And of course they sell art on the ship as well, but they're pretty expensive for the art auction, so we just skip that one completely. Every cruise ship also has a solarium area where it's kind of like adult only, but I think it's like not quite yet adult, like 16 or up. So if you're tired of children in a pool, this is an indoor pool area where there's a pool. There's usually 1 or 2 jacuzzis, hot tubs, and there are a lot of chairs we can just recline and read, enjoy some nice quiet time to read your books, going to the pool, and also there's usually food here. There's usually like a food bar and a solarium. So I definitely really enjoy this so much, just because, you know, sometimes you're just tired of kids screaming and you really want to just chillax, and this is a great chillax time. The food here is usually like a little snack with some dessert, and sometimes there's like hamburgers and some drinks, and I really enjoy this area. The older I get, the more I'm going to this place. But I do also enjoy the outside pool area where there's a breeze. Alright, now let's check out the Vitality Spa and Fitness. Every single cruise ship the Vitality Bar and the fitness gym is usually in the same area. In a Vitality spa, you can book your massages, your nails, your manicure, pedicure, your hair. There's like so many things you could do. And of course, it's very, very relaxing because, you know, your window is to the ocean. So it's definitely way more relaxing than normal spas. But I would also say that the pricing here is usually way higher than, you know, if you book a spa from Groupon. So I only tried it once. It was really, really nice, and I think it's actually a really good idea to book a massage as you're like in this very chillax vacation. But I probably wouldn't do it every time just because the pricing here is usually really expensive. But if you can get a great discount, it's definitely worth it, because I think on the port days, if you book your massages on your port days instead of going to port or coming back early on the port day, then you can get a great discount. And also this time we had like a coupon on our door on our stateroom. It's not provided to everyone, but I think since we're in the junior suite and we were the key guest, they provided us like $50 off each person for the massage or anything else. So we were going to use it, but we forgot about it until the last day, and then the coupon actually expired the day before the last sale day. So guess what? We didn't make it, but that's okay. Save money, right? So now we're going to the gym. On the bigger boats, you definitely will have a way bigger gym. I think on the smaller boat, the gym is definitely very crowded. It's a little bit disappointing, but I think every time I was able to get a good workout, just because most people on vacation, they don't go to the gym every single day. And I only went to the gym, I think 3 days out of the 5 days. It's enough for you to get a good workout on vacation, at least like just do some cardio and some resistance training. So this gym is a little bit small, but it does have like everything you need. You have some cycling, some treadmills, some elliptical, a scale. If you weigh yourself at the beginning of the cruise ship and then weigh yourself again at the end, usually people gain 2 to 5 pounds, sometimes more than that, but they also offer cycling classes or some other classes here. I was gonna take it, but then I realized they actually charge extra, like the cycle class is like extra $20. And to be honest with you, I felt like it was okay, because I actually am a member of a really, really good gym, and their cycling class is like so good that I felt like even Peloton classes are not as good. So it's very hard for me to pay $20 just to take a mediocre class, because I was observing the cycling class. I would say it's not as good. And also I myself a certified yoga teacher, so I definitely don't need to take a yoga class just to pay extra. So I did bring my own yoga mat to do yoga in the balcony and everything. And also it has a huge sauna / steam room, and it's also divided from male and female. So this is literally a female locker room, and there's a steam room and some sauna. I really enjoyed it. It was so spacious, and it's just really, really relaxing. So I really enjoyed the amenities of the gym, but I do have a complaint, which is the fact that the equipment in this gym are super, super, super old. Granted that we're in a very old boat, but I do think they need to kind of like change things up a little bit just to keep Emperor things up, to keep things updated. But I really, really enjoyed the facilities here. So I think once the guests come in, I'm not gonna film right here because people are probably gonna get naked in sauna and steam room, use the towels. But right now, everyone's still on boarding. So we're gonna show you what it looks like. It's a nice locker room, but it says lock at your own risk or something. Valuable left at owner's own risk. And this is ladies. Open hours, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. My camera's getting steamed. And then here's some shower. Super spacious and nice. Here is the sauna. All right, let's check it out. It's so hot in here. It's probably not good for my camera. Here's a little shot of the sauna. It's also very spacious. But this ship, it's basically boys and girls separated. So this is only in the girls' locker room. This is like a nice changing, showering area. Take a cool shots before anyone comes here to use. And of course, at the gym, this is available in every ship. They're selling like some shoe insoles. Basically, you just walk on top of this thing and it gives you this weight distribution of your feet, and then they will make a cushion for your shoes so that you can put equal pressure on your feet. But to be honest, I feel like my feet are pretty good according to the picture. It's not too bad, so I don't think it's needed. Well, they're always trying to sell you things, so just be aware of that. But it's definitely a fun experiment to get
pressure.
to know.
You can see the black on your foot. It's your pressure points. When you walk, it's more pressure. And when you have pressure on ball of your foot, it can be problem with your lower back.
Yes, it can.
Heel, it's heel pain. And we have all 4 arch. We have inside, outside, up and down. If you miss black zone here, you miss your arches and you miss your balance when you walk. And when you walk, all the energy from the floor hits your joints. This is the reason why some people have knee pain, hip pain, because feet is our foundation. If feet don't work correct, of course, all body is not good feel. Yes, and better choice when you use arch support, it gives you more balance, it gives you more arch when you walk.
Alright, now let's take a look at the outdoor deck. On the bigger boat, this is usually like deck 13, 14, but on this particular ship, it's only deck 9 because there are only 10 decks, I believe. So this is the outdoor deck where you can just chillax, reading your book, chill by the pool. This is also children friendly, so there are definitely a lot of kids in the pool, but don't worry, they also have a lifeguard, so you don't have to worry about it. And I personally really love this deck because they have outdoor movies almost every single night, and they're usually pretty interesting movies. So you can chill out, watch the movies in the pool, or go to the jacuzzi. There's so many jacuzzis. I think it's almost enough for everyone, but sometimes it does get crowded a little bit. The movie quality is actually really, really good. It's a really nice screen, so it's not just like a screen, it's actually a monitor. Did I say screen? But it's really good sound effect as well, and at night it's just so cool because you get that ocean breeze. The jacuzzis are super nice as well to have a great conversation with your family. Just, you know, occupy one of the big jacuzzis. And of course, if you don't want, you can just lay back by one of those big chairs and watch the movie. Area where you can get hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, and condiments. My favorite thing is their fries. So really love this area, and you can get some drinks as well. There's also a bar here. Everything is just so good. And one of my favorite thing here is the ice cream machine. I do have a complaint about the ice cream machine because the hours of operation is very short. It closes at 5 p.m. But I really like to eat ice cream after dinner, so that's not gonna happen. So every afternoon I'll get a big thing of soft served ice cream. And one of the days the cones ran out, but the staff kind of replenished that really quickly. And if you want something extra, there are actually teacups, coffee cups next to the ice cream machine. You can just get the teacup to get the ice cream, and you can get way more ice cream with the cups. So definitely love that. I don't know about you, I grew up with the soft served ice cream back in the days where I lived in a small town. There's no fancy ice cream or custard. All I had was the self-served ice cream at the ice cream store. I just really love it. It reminds me of my childhood. So I've been paying a lot of visit to this machine every time I go on cruise ship. On most of the boat, there is always one more deck on top of the outdoor deck. So usually there are different activities on this topper or upper deck. Usually you can see within like the pool area, you can oversee everything. And on this particular ship, the Grandeur of the Seas, there's also a walking track. You could probably run, but I wouldn't. And if you don't like the noises downstairs by the pool area, there are a lot of reclined chairs where you can just chillax, enjoy the wind. At night it's super windy, so don't wear dresses or skirt. I highly recommend wear pants and shorts. Personal experience. There are mini golfs and also other activities here where you can play with your family, and there are also rock climbing walls. And for this one, we have the key. We bought the key program, so there are hours or there are different days for the rock climbing to be reserved for the key guest. So definitely we took advantage of that. So all you need to do is to bring socks. Socks are actually required, and they do provide you with the rock climbing shoes and all of the equipment, and they do have the straps, so you're not bouldering. Bouldering is basically free falling from the top, but this one you do have the waistline lifeguard to help you, to guide you, and once you're ready, they strap you up on a rope and then you're free to go. On the bigger boats, I think the rock climbing walls are a little bit taller, but they're fairly similar in height. They're about I think 2 to 3 floors height. Maybe on the bigger boat they're a little bit taller, but still you gotta climb all the way up and ring the bell, ding ding ding, at the top, and pretty much it's something you do once in the entire trip. You're probably not gonna climb like, you know, every time, but they're different colors. I think some of the tracks a little bit easier than the others, but I am a little bit scared as we jump down because you're pretty much like trying to free fall with the strap to reduce the speed, of course, but you have to be very careful to push yourself like away from the wall so you don't accidentally scratch your knees or anything, like, because the wall is not even surface. There's also a bonus track on deck 5 on this boat, but on the other boat they may be on a different deck. Usually it's one of their muster area, and this track is actually shaded, so it's a great place to take walk during the day, and especially in the evenings where you can see the sunset, take pictures, just chill out, or take walks to walk off all of the calories. Speaking of calories, let's talk about Windjam. I would say Windjammer is a no judgment zone. It's a judgment-free zone where you can eat as much as you want to as long as you don't waste food. I don't have problem with how much you eat here. Okay, this is where I usually eat my breakfast if I do eat breakfast, and this is usually where I eat my second lunch and my second dinner. On the first day, we usually have a welcome cake, which is really nice, but I skip the cake most of the times because they have really fresh fruit and vegetables and really nice entrees as well. There's usually a theme for each night or each day. So I think on one day it was Tex-Mex themed and then Caribbean themed. I think sometimes we have other countries as well, or other regions of food as well. So we celebrate different cuisines from different culture. So since this is a buffet, so definitely the food is not made to order, but there's just a larger variety of food. And what I love to do is I love to take fruit from Windjammers and take them to my room. And remember, you can take anything to your room, and after you finish the plate, you just put the plate outside by your door. So it's so convenient. So I always stock up here for fresh fruit. And you can also bring some bread or whatever drinks to your room, and there is a fridge in every room, I believe. So if you are worried about running out of water, you can just take some water, some iced tea, and just store them in your personal fridge, and it's just so convenient. There's so many different variety of pastries, bread, dessert. It's very hard not to overeat, so just FYI, pace yourself. You're gonna be here for several days, so. But sometimes I do miss out because there are times when I eat so much in the main dining room, and then I came here, they have my favorite food, but I'm already stuffed. But the next day, that particular entree is not on the menu anymore, so I miss out. So the fear of missing out is very strong. You may ask, at the time of the COVID times, is it safe to eat buffet style? Well, all of the passengers take a COVID test before coming up, so at least on the first day, it should be pretty safe. But I do have one complaint to make, because one time I saw somebody dropped one of those serving devices on the floor and the staff just picked it up and put it back to the plate to serve the food. But I feel like if the thongs have dropped on the ground, you should wash them and use a new one. It's just the floor is not clean. So definitely it's not perfect, even though I think most of the times it's such a great experience. But there were times I felt like, hey, that's not sanitary to do. Alright, that's it for today's video. That's pretty much everything you need to know before booking a vacation with Royal Caribbean cruise ship. I genuinely hope that you have a great time no matter where you go. I always enjoy my vacation because the great service and food and a variety of activities on the boat. It's just so relaxing. And if you're interested in seeing a junior suite room tour, definitely check out my video of the junior suite room tour with Royal Caribbean. Even though this is a little bit older boat, it's a little bit smaller, but the amenities and overall standards are pretty similar to the bigger boat. If you have any questions, comment down below, and we would love to see what questions and experience you have cruising with Royal Caribbean. And if you have cruised with other cruise ships companies as well, please comment down below your experience comparing different cruise ships. Alright, that's it for today's video. Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell. Comment down below what's your experience, do you have any questions, and comparing the different boats and different companies. And let's help out each other, and I will see you in my next video. Thumbs up and subscribe. Bye!